You're insecure, don't know what for. You're turning heads when you walk through the door. Don't need makeup to cover up. Being the way that you are is enough. Everyone else in the room can see it. Everyone else but you. Baby, you light up my world like nobody else. The way that you flip your hair gets me overwhelmed. But when you smile at the ground, it ain't hard to tell. You don't know, you don't know you're beautiful. If only you saw what I can see, you'll understand why I want you.
We have such good luck in nature.
Cocaine Bear has recently hit the big screens. Let's see how accurate it was.
First, we're going to talk to Logan Murphy and Emery Wagner. Now, you guys had a countdown for Cocaine Bear, correct?
Yes.
And have you seen the film? Did it live up to your expectations?
Oh, 100%. It was amazing.
Best movie I've ever seen in my whole entire life. It's up there with the Avatars, the Star Wars, and the Titanic of the worlds.
I'm glad you guys enjoyed it.
It was top 10 movie of all time. Picture in your mind a cocaine enraged bear murdering people and just going crazy. That's all the movie was, and it was hilarious.
It's only 12 minutes long because the bear was the deadliest animal in the world for 11 minutes and then it died.
No, it's more like an hour-long flick.
No, it's 12 minutes long.
All right, great, thank you. Appreciate it, guys.
But it was a really good movie, 10 out of 10. I wouldn't change another year of my life for that.
Thank you for your time.
Beth, we should go.
If you have no intention of seeing Cocaine Bear, please allow me to give you a brief summary. The viewer watches bags and bags of cocaine be thrown out of a plane to be found out in the woods in Chattahoochee National Forest. Our heroic bear ingests insane amounts of coke and begins his killing spree.
Let's see what kind of effect that has on
The bear, it did cocaine. A bear did cocaine.
At the end of the movie, he has caused the death of 2 hikers, 2 EMTs, 1 park ranger, a cop, a wildlife inspector, 2 teenagers, and a drug lord. This cinematic masterpiece is loosely based on a true story, with only the drug dealer and 1 hiker existing in the real world. The story begins September 11th, 1985, when Andrew Thornton attempted to fly 300 pounds of cocaine into the U.S. His plane was spotted by the Georgia Bureau of Investigation and they began to tail him. Thornton, fearing capture, jumped out of his plane with all of the cocaine. Unfortunately for him, he hit his head on the tail of the plane as he jumped. This caused him to land in an old man's driveway. He was able to be identified because of his bulletproof vest and Gucci loafers. Now, a hiker discovered our poor bear in a clearing, about 100 miles from a now empty duffel bag that used to be full of cocaine. The GBI performed an autopsy and discovered that he was in fact chock full of cocaine. The medical examiner went on to say, cerebral hemorrhaging, respiratory failure, hypothermia, renal failure, heart failure, stroke, you name it, that bear had it. The bear was then taxidermied and traveled all around the states until he eventually found his resting place at the Kentucky Fun Mall. He has been named Pablo Escobar, or Cokie the Bear, and you could go see him today. I bet he could never imagine that he would once star in a movie produced by the same guy who made the Lego movie.
Kinda seems like the thing that stays with a man forever.
When people think of Quiz Bowl, they often think of a mix between Jeopardy.
Now we go to Leonard Cooper. He's looking pretty happy. Why? Did he come up with Ike? Dwight David Eisenhower?
No, I didn't.
You didn't. Same guy, some guy in Norbit, but I just won for $75,000.
And Family Feud.
Some politicians belong in the White House, others belong in the blank house.
Well, Steve, if they're good, they belong in the White House.
But as someone who's been on the team for 4 years, I know there's a little more to it. So let's take a closer look at Quiz Bowl.
Quiz Bowl is a knowledge competition where they ask questions, and questions are sometimes lengthy, sometimes not, just depends. And then you get bonus questions based on whether you get a toss-up question. And it's just a friendly competition between teams from different schools. And you can go to competitions competitions like tournaments, and you can also go to like a national tournament like we went to a couple of years ago. Quiz Bowl at Indian Lake, there was a team a long time ago, but Quiz Bowl actually started most recently when the CBC conference decided that they wanted to have Quiz Bowl competitions, and they decided that each school needed to form a Quiz Bowl team, and we did that about 5 years ago. Last year we came in second at a tournament at Wright State. We've also had good finishes in some tournaments at Northmont, and we've had some good competition also at the state NAQT tournament, which is the kind of like the Quiz Bowl and the National Quiz Bowl team competition, the one who puts it on. And then we also went to Chicago last year to a competition, the national competition, and did fairly well there.
I did Quiz Bowl my freshman year, and then freshman, sophomore year, and then this year. I'm usually pretty good at the math and science portions. Sometimes reading, if it's stuff we learned in school. I joined Quiz Bowl this year because a lot of my friends were doing it, and it was something I enjoyed in the past.
How long have you been in Quiz Bowl?
Less than a year.
What topics would you say you're good at?
None of them. Politics and current events. Grace and I were trying to get out of class. It didn't work out too well, but Quiz Bowl's fun.
All in all, Quiz Bowl is a fun competition between schools that allows participants to utilize some random knowledge they may have.
Something a burglar would not want to see when he breaks into a house. Rob!
Naked grandma!
Naked, huh?
Hey Lakers, I asked our custodians about what they do during the day so I can know more about them.
My name is Mike Young, and I'm a custodian on first shift for the high school, and also fill in part-time if they need help in the other school as far as the elementary and junior high.
Hi, my name is Lori Samples. I've been a custodian here at Indian Lake High School for 5 years now.
What time do you arrive and leave the school?
Get here at 5:30 in the morning to open up everything for weightlifting and get things ready for the day. I leave at 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Throughout the school year, I get here at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and I'm here throughout the evening. We leave at 10:30 every night.
What are your duties throughout the time you are here?
I take care of the superintendent's office, take care of the south side as far as both gyms, the weight room, the locker rooms, and the auditorium, and the cafeteria.
Mostly trash removal from classrooms, dust mopping floors, spraying down desks, and general cleaning, bathrooms, whatnot.
What are some complications that you experience on a day-to-day basis?
There isn't a whole lot of complications, but the main thing is just dealing with the daily little things. If restrooms get messed up or plugged up or whatever, have to take care of those, or locker rooms are always a mess. But as far as day-to-day complications, it's more of a routine than anything.
When there are accidents like vomit, somebody throws up during a basketball game, that throws a wrench into your plans, and ballasts are one of my least favorite job duties.
As far as being a custodian here at Indian Lake High School, it's just meeting all the students as far as talking to them, getting to know what they do as far as the sports and different activities that they do, and try to get everybody to say hi every morning. That's one of my favorite things. I always try to get everybody to say hi every morning.
Creating bonds with some of the students and the friendships.
How is it being Mike's TA?
Great, very fun. Sometimes it's annoying touching trash, especially when it's cold outside and then we get locked up.
What are your favorite parts about being Mike's TA?
Hanging out outside. Getting outside. Getting out study hall. Wrestling in the wrestling rooms, doing handstands.
What are some things you do while you're Mike's TA?
Clean the weight room. Clean the auditorium. Clean the locker rooms. Clean a lot. Sweeping the floors. Blowing through the auditorium. Like sweeping. And then like leaf blowing. It's kind of cool. We set up a lot of stuff too. Yeah, every like musical event or whatever, we help set that up. Not really, but. And the SATs, that took forever.
Do you think more people should be Mike's TA or help
yes.
them out more?
100%. Yeah. It's very fun.
PDA is gross, disgusting, foul, nasty, repulsive, revolting, and even heinous. Now, I understand that you may love your significant other, but PDA just makes those around you uncomfortable and makes everyone cringe so bad that it's hard to even address. So to help you guys understand which types of PDA are somewhat acceptable and which ones absolutely aren't, I've created a PDA pyramid so we can understand it better. On the bottom of our PDA pyramid, we have holding hands. This one is kind of cringe, but it's not horrible. I'm going to give this one a cringe level 2 out of 10. Next up on our PDA pyramid, we have the cousin hug or walk. I don't really like this, but it's also not the worst, just kind of cringy. I rank this one a 4 out of 10. Next up, we have the hug and rub. I really don't like this one. The hug part is, I mean, it's okay. The rub is really just, that's what gets me on this one. Cringe level 7 out of 10. Next up, we have fondling. This one is very, very cringe. I really dislike this one. I'm gonna give it a cringe level 10 out of 10. And finally, on top of our PDA pyramid, I'm gonna have to go with making out as the worst thing to see in the school hallway. This is pretty rare. I feel like it's kind of died out over the last couple of years. It pretty much includes all of the PDA we had before mentioned, plus tongue down throat, which is very, very gross. I'm gonna give this one a 10 out of 10. Special mention on the PDA pyramid, sitting on the lap. This one is foul. Please stop doing it.
Excuse me. You know, I've been having complaints. You guys are just too close in the hallway. So I have to... Oh no. Pen doesn't work. Just give me a second. Keep that. Don't let me catch you again.
Hope you guys understand.
A little too close. Might have to write you up. Sorry.
Dude, we're in love.
Don't let it happen again. Okay? You know, the hallways are just filled with PDA. And you guys are sitting a little too close too.
Hey, I've been telling them no PDA for like the last 2 months.
I know, they're...
And they keep getting closer and closer and cuddlier and cuddlier.
I'm keeping our hallways safe.
Thank you, Officer
And our
Chad.
bathrooms free of vapists.
Thank you, Officer Chad.
Thank you.
Bad boys, what you want?